Here are 5 things beginner guitarists should not focus on. Number one, learning to read music. Unless you're like going to like, unless you want to go to like music school or something like that, or you want to learn on music theory and you want to, but if your goal is just to learn how to play the guitar, you don't need to learn music because there's an infinitely better system that you can learn in like 5 minutes called tablature or tabs. And this allows you to really quickly just glance at the sheet of paper. It's just got numbers and 6 lines with numbers on them, and it looks weird when you first look at it, but it can be explained in a few minutes. And music, learning how to read music takes months and months and months, years to really wrap your head around all the theory and the complexities of harmony and all the other stuff that goes along with music theory. But if you just want to learn how to play guitar, forget about learning to read music. Take a few minutes, learn how to read tabs, and then you'll be able to learn how to play anything. Number two, acquiring gear. The second you become a guitarist or a musician in general, you're going to want to own every single guitar that's ever been made, every amp, every pedal, everything. That's just how it goes. We love gear. As musicians, we love gear. Whether it's speakers, whether it's guitars, which you can't see because it's out of frame, whether it's whatever it is, there, we love acquiring crap, rack equipment, pedals. You don't need anything. You need a guitar. That's all you need to learn how to play the guitar. A guitar with strings on it. That's all you need. I learned how to play a guitar on a beat up, old, crappy piece of crap acoustic that I don't even remember what brand it might have been. I don't know. It might have been a Squire. Well, whatever it was. It was a cheap acoustic with terrible, terrible action. But I learned how to play guitar on it, and I'm actually thankful that I did because then when I got my first electric, after however many months of practicing on that with the terrible action, once I got my electric, my fingers I felt like they flew up and down the fretboard. So you don't need forget about gear, forget about equipment. That's not going to make you a better guitarist. What's going to make you better is practicing, playing, practicing. Sitting down with your instrument every day or most days, and dedicating some time to learning new stuff and just practicing. Don't worry about buying getting pedals and strings. Like all that stuff is fine. It's all good. But I mean, half of that shit now you can get digitally. I mean, amp sims. You can simulate all pedal, any pedal you can think of. You can. There's a digital simulator for it. Same with amplifiers. So all that stuff. I mean, same with rack equipment, equalizers, compressors, reverbs, delays. All that stuff you can find online and for free. So forget about buying gear. Forget about upgrading your guitar. A better instrument is not going to make you a better guitarist. Yeah, like obviously, yeah, a higher quality instrument for an experienced player will be, better than a piece of crap. But when you're just starting out, it really doesn't matter. As long as you have a guitar that has 6 strings on it, you're all set. Number three, practicing scales and stuff like chords, crap like that. There's nothing more boring than running up and down a C major scale over and over again, then a C minor scale and a C diminished. Like, God, is that boring? Like, nothing. Nothing kills your desire to play more than just playing these boring scales or chords. Just a rote memorization. So boring. Teachers that have their students do this and just this have their students quit all the time because it sucks. It's boring. Now, I'm not saying that scales and chords and stuff don't have their place and you shouldn't learn them. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the majority of your practice time should be spent learning to play things that you want to play. Um, for me, when I started out, I was a huge Nirvana fan. I still am. I've listened to so much of their music when I was a teen that I can't even listen to Nevermind. I've heard it so many times, even though I think it's brilliant. I just can't listen to it. I'm so sick of it. But anyway, I was a huge Nirvana fan. So I wanted to. So I use Nirvana songs because they're all pretty simple, mostly power chords and stuff like that. To learn how to play, and that got me a long way. And it was a hell of a lot more fun than just practicing chord after chord. Same thing with like regular chords. Instead of learning, here's an E chord, here's an E minor chord, here's an A chord, here's an A minor chord. Learn songs. Find songs that you like and learn the chords as you go. Find a song like, start off with a super easy song like What I Got by Sublime. That has a whopping 2 chords in it. If I remember correctly, it's just a G and a C chord, the whole entire song. Um, that's how you can learn your G and a C. And then maybe, mix it up next time, learn something a little more complicated, something with, yeah, I don't know. But you get my point. Don't just learn crap to learn crap. That's not going to be fun. That's not going to get you anywhere, and you're not going to internalize it. It's not going to stick as well. Again, that stuff has its place, but you should spend most of your practice time learning to play things you want to play. You'll just enjoy it more. You'll be way more likely to stick with it. You'll have more fun, and it'll just be better all around. Number four, playing fast. Who doesn't want to play fast? Everybody wants to shred. But it's more important when you're just starting out to learn correct technique. And instead of trying to play things at speed, playing them quickly, learn how to play them correctly and then gradually bring them up to speed using like a metronome or whatever. Um, this was something I still fall into this trap. When it's been a few years since I've really tried to work on anything too complicated on the guitar, but I always I try to play things when I'm learning things. I try to go right for the right at speed, and I'm tripping over myself. It sounds I have to remind myself that I need to slow it down and get the fingering correctly, the economy picking, or whatever it is that I'm doing, and really, really hammer it down and get it down cold, and then gradually bring it up to speed. Then gradually bring it up to speed, and that's so much better. Otherwise, you kind of, without even realizing it, you form bad techniques with your fingering when you're trying to move fast without things being optimal, and it's a pain in the ass trying to erase those bad habits later. And that which is I just say that from personal experience. So when you're trying to learn stuff, don't worry about speed. Learn how to play it correctly, slowly, and then worry about speeding it up so you can eventually play it correctly at the right speed. Because believe me, it's people would rather hear you playing something correctly, slowly, than to hear you fucking it up playing it fast. That's just what it is. And number five, don't compare yourself to others. This advice extends far beyond the guitar, but don't compare yourself to others. There's a quote: "Comparison is the thief of joy," and it's quite true. Don't compare yourself to other guitarists. That guy might be able to shred like crazy, but maybe he has more time to practice. Maybe he's been playing longer than you. Maybe he this. Maybe he that. Don't compare yourself to him because you're not him. I try, and again, this extends beyond music, but I try not to compare myself to anybody other than myself yesterday. I'm trying to be better than that guy. Other than that, I don't give a fuck how I stack up compared to anybody else because I'm not them. And comparing yourself to other people, other guitarists, other musicians is not going to get you anywhere. The only time it's useful to kind of compare yourself to others is to get motivation. Like if I see someone who has something or can do something that I want or want to learn how to do, um, then I say, how did he do that? How did he get that? How did he learn to play that? What did he have to do to get there? And then I use that as inspiration to do it myself. But I don't look at somebody who can play something that I can't and be like, oh, I suck because I can't play Paganini's Fifth double speed on an acoustic classical guitar or whatever. So it's pointless to compare yourself to other people because you're not other people. You're you. So instead of comparing yourself to other people, compare yourself to yourself yesterday. Try to be better than you were yesterday. Try to improve a little bit every day. And if you do that over time, you'll be amazed how far you can go. That's all I got. Till next time, be well.